With many places lifting COVID restrictions, there's more of a sense of normalcy for the first time since before the pandemic started. But that's not the case for many people with disabilities who relied on day programs that were shut down 2 years ago. As Delane Cleveland reports, wait lists are long to get into those programs as staffing issues persist. Hi, Chelsea.
This is a special day for Chelsea Lucas.
You can say hi, come in here first.
Rather than spending the day at her Brooklyn Park group home,
You take your jacket off.
she gets some valuable one-on-one time with her twin sister, Nicole.
Here. Can you show me how to do that?
But Nicole is more than just a sister.
Yeah.
Chelsea is dependent on her for many facets of life.
She has chromosome abnormalities, so she is deaf, she's nonverbal, she can say like one-syllable words, and she's autism and epilepsy, so she's got a whole lot of things. Good job, look at that.
While this quality time is nice,
Go out to eat.
ideally, Chelsea would be taking part in a day program
You miss seeing friends?
where she could work and socialize with others.
Yeah.
That's what she did before the pandemic hit.
She went 5 days a week, 9 to 2 or something like that. She had friends there. All right, here's the next one.
In March of 2020, Chelsea's day program shut down, and due to staffing shortages,
Tell me what color.
she hasn't been able to resume those pre-COVID activities. 2 years without that have taken a physical and emotional toll.
I mean, it's a constant struggle. I feel like she's just kind of existing in between my visits.
I can certainly understand her frustrations.
Bill Schultz is the president and CEO of Opportunity Partners, a nonprofit that provides day programs for people with disabilities.
All right, let's see.
Chelsea is on a waiting list to get into one of its programs, along with 400 other people.
It's really
The list is so long because Opportunity Partners has 80 open staffing positions.
They're the lifeblood of our mission, where we support adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And without them, we can't deliver our mission and support people in the community. So really, to provide those services to our community, we need that help from our legislators.
It's why Nicole is trying to be a voice for Chelsea,
Yes, I have.
to help her get back to the life she had before the programs shut down.
I hope that people who have the ability to make change don't forget them and work hard at bringing it back.
Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Plans are moving forward for a microbrewery on Central Avenue in Osseo. The City Council approved site and building plans for the property next to Dean's on Central Avenue. The owners of the neighboring building, Union Speed and Style, are expanding, and they hope to attract a microbrewery as a tenant. Plans include adding a third level to the building and allowing for more seating in a covered patio area. The owners and the mayor say that there is already interest in establishing a microbrewery in Osseo, and you can expect to see work get underway this year. In 1981, a family opened a restaurant in Osseo that started off small but has since evolved into a booming business. Delane Cleveland takes us to Lynns Restaurant, which is truly a family affair.
It's a small town, but we're a big feature in Osseo.
If breakfast is considered the most important meal of the day,
And then what kind of toast did you want to do?
there's a restaurant in Osseo that for the last 40 years has been a go-to spot for people who want to get their mornings started off right.
Oh, your good food. I love it. We have never had a poor meal here yet. So.
Thanks to generous portions of food,
This is our pancake that we sell, biggest this side of the Mississippi.
and a machine that makes freshly squeezed orange juice,
Liquid gold.
it's no surprise that Lynns Restaurant continues to thrive after all these years.
What we do here at Lynns is we give them good quality food, fast and efficient service with a smile, and then fair pricing. Those three concepts have got us to where we are today.
Mark Lynde is the owner of this Osseo institution, which is the true definition of a family restaurant.
People like a family restaurant. The reason that they like the family restaurant is we care.
Mark's parents started the business, and now
Everything's going all good over here.
his wife and 3 daughters help him run things.
I started at age 9 working here. Yeah, dishwashing in the back. I do all the positions here. But I love it here. You guys all doing all good over here? Perfect. Love to hear it.
Even before Lexi Lynde was on the payroll,
What you doing? Helping Mom and Dad set up for the Lynns Restaurant grand opening.
she she and her sisters did commercials to help promote the restaurant.
It's grand!
Yet while advertising always helps, it's the food and the atmosphere that keep people coming back.
It's great to always have like a familiarity, and when they walk in and we already know the order and stuff, how's everything tasting? Everything's all good? Perfect. As always. Right?
The kind of service that you can only find at a small town family restaurant.
A family restaurant is where it's at. We're here every day. We're making stuff from scratch. We don't open a box. If you make good food, people come back for it.
In Osseo, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
And finally, a story about a cup of coffee that could be as strong as the cause it supports. Kim Jolstad's mother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer back in 2019. Kim wanted a way to surprise her mother, Kathie, by finding a way to fund cancer research. She looked to her mother for inspiration, and with the help of local businesses, she found a way to do it.
She was diagnosed in August, and it took me till January when I was walking my dog in the park, and I was holding my coffee, and I was like, Kathie's coffee. This is great. My mom loves coffee. She's built her community around coffee. And so far, we've sent $9,000, and we're ready for another less than 100 more bags, and we'll send our next $1,000 check.
Kim was able to partner with many local retailers to sell Kathie's coffee, including at Minnesota Makers in downtown Robbinsdale. She's also looking to expand and has been in talks with retailers in 33 other states.
The NFL Draft is coming up in just over a month. And this week's CCX Sports Spotlight, we meet a young man from Golden Valley hoping to hear his name called that weekend. Osseo Mafe just continues to improve as a football player.
Going to get flushed and chased and sacked.
The 2017 Hopkins High School graduate who redshirted his freshman year at the University of Minnesota is now considered a rising NFL draft pick.
The ball is knocked out on the pressure by Osseo Mafe.
In his senior year with the Gophers last fall, Mafe led the team in both tackles for losses and sacks, and then turned in a great performance in the Senior Bowl last month and was named his team's player of the game.
For me, the biggest thing about that game was, I told myself, it's like you came here to learn and show the world what type of player you can be. So why not just let it loose? Not to think over a thing and just kind of let my body just play and let myself play the game is what it came naturally to me.
Mafe could see the progression in his game from his junior to his senior season.
Before, it was just more doing my job, doing my assignment, and understanding what I have to do in the field. And I think this past season, I understood more the concept of the defense, of the whole defense coming together and why I do certain things. So it made playing that much easier.
To get ready for the draft, Mafe works out 5 days a week, all in preparation for an NFL dream that now seems set to become a reality.
It wasn't the first day I walked in that I was like, oh yeah, it's going to happen overnight. But I think, over time, as I kept playing and as I kept getting into those roles and, my confidence kept building as a player, that's when I felt as if, okay, I could really do this.
The 6'4", 265-pound projected edge rusher is shown on some draft boards to be a late first round or a second round selection. Osseo says come draft day, he's not going to worry too much about when his name will be called.
Whenever the time is, whatever team feels right for me or, believes that I should be right for the program, I think they'll pick me and I'll be excited to play wherever I end up.
Mafe closed his collegiate career with a home win over Wisconsin and then a bowl game victory over West Virginia.
From Minnesota.
The Gophers' win over the Badgers was especially memorable.
That meant the world to me. I mean, that's something as a Gopher you always dream as a kid and being that act. So making sure you win those rivalry games and be able at our home stadium, having the fans behind us cheering us on, and especially when they got to storm the field.
As he gets closer to the National Football League, Osseo Mafe says he will remember where he came from and the high school that he represents.
Especially being a kid from Minnesota and, being a kid from Hopkins, we want to be able to shed a light to tell every kid that their dreams, that they aspirations, that they want to do, they can make it happen no matter what. As long as you put your work in the process, trust the process of working day in and day out and, and honestly making that ritual, that routine of working out, make it such a habit that it makes it easier for yourself and the rest will happen. Don't worry about the end goal, but just worry about the now and getting better.
Along with Park Center and Wayzata from our area, the Totino Grace boys basketball team is headed to the state tournament following a thrilling section final. St. Patrick's Day basketball as Columbia High toasts to Totino Grace in the Section 4 3A championship game. Jency Davis hits a pull-up jumper for the Highlanders, putting them ahead 16-11 in the first half. Then it's Donovan Hins knocking down an open three-point try, and unbeaten Heights leads by 7. But the Eagles close the gap before halftime. Haitian Chapman passes ahead to Patrick Bath for the layup, and Grace is down just 1. Second half, the Eagles' Demarion Watson passes out to London James for the deep three-point try that goes. Grace leads by 4. Terrence Brown gets a big steal for Columbia Heights and takes it back for a layup. That ties the game at 40. But with just 1:40 to play in the game, Chapman breaks a 44-all tie with a tough baseline jumper. He scores 17 points to lead the Eagles as Totino Grace wins its first section championship in boys basketball since 2006. 48-44 Eagles is the final. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.